Hello friends, it's Mrs. Drabic here from Sheridan, and today we're going to learn how to draw a flower. So one thing I've been doing during this time is practicing my drawing skills, and my aunt has been offering free classes online, and I just started doing it, and it's been amazing at how easy and fun it's been. So this is one of the drawings that I was able to make. And again, let me tell you, I am not a person that can draw. So this is super easy, and all you need for this is a piece of paper and just a pencil. So I'm going to use a Sharpie marker just so that you guys can see exactly what I'm doing. So I'm going to turn the camera here so you guys can see and zoom in a little bit. So the first thing that you want to do is, this is just a regular size piece of paper. Right in the middle, you're going to start with a circle. Just a basic circle, not too big. Okay, and again, I'm doing this with Sharpie so that you guys can see, but I recommend pencil for the first time. Okay, so now the first thing we're going to do is we're going to draw little circles all the way around my big circle, just like this. And I'm going to go all the way around. Doesn't matter if they're different sizes. Again, that's the size of my circle. Okay, so go ahead and get that done. You're going to draw, like I said, just some small circles around it just to give it an idea of our flower's base. Okay, so now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to start drawing the petals. Now, petals might seem kind of scary, but I promise it's super easy. The first thing that you're going to do is we're going to draw a little parentheses. And we're going to draw another one right next to it. And we're going to stop right here, and we're just going to leave a little bit of an opening. And then we're just going to connect them, just like that. Very easy. Okay, now something that helps me is I like to turn my paper when I do my next petal. It just makes it a little bit easier. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to draw another parentheses. And then I'm going to connect them. And it doesn't matter if your petals are different shapes, sizes, because when you think about nature, flowers are all different shapes and sizes. So make sure you guys have 2 petals so far. I'm going to turn my paper once again to draw my 3rd petal. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to draw another parentheses just like I've been doing and connect them in the middle. And I'm just doing like, again, just like almost like a smiley face, you know, without the circle. And my last time I'm going to do the same thing. Again, draw my parentheses and connect them. So then when I'm done, I've got the base of my flower so far. So I'll give you guys a second to go ahead and make sure your flowers are there. And if you'll see in my original picture, if I zoom in, you can start to see the circle there. And again, we're not going to do this whole picture. We're just going to do this first flower. But you can see that when you zoom out, it looks a lot better. So if you zoom into your flower, you're going to see a lot of little things that you might not like, but I promise you when we're done, it's going to turn out. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start right here where this little crease is. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw our twig. So all I'm going to do is I'm just going to draw a straight line all the way down. As far as you like, I'll probably go about, right about there. And I'm going to draw another line next to it, very thin line. And this is going to make my tree, my twig look good. Okay, so there's my twig. And what I'm going to do to make this look like a twig is I'm going to draw little lines inside of my branch to make it look like an actual branch. So you're just going to draw little lines. Doesn't have to be even all the way down, and you'll see once I zoom out that it starts to look like an actual little branch there. Okay, good. All right, so now the next thing that I want to do is I want to start adding a few little leaves to my branch. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw another little twig. Just kind of like that. Doesn't have to be perfect, like a little line, kind of connect it. And you're going to do the same thing with those straight lines to make it look like a twig. And I'm just going to make super easy leaves that are actually just going to be basic footballs. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw, again, kind of a half parentheses on the one side and another half parentheses, but this time I'm going to actually connect the two of them. Okay, and then I'm going to do the same thing down here, a parentheses and another parentheses. And again, they don't need to be even. They don't need to be the same size. They can look differently if you would like them to look. They are your leaves, so it doesn't matter the size of them. So I'm going to zoom in, and you'll be able to see those leaves there. So the last thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to give these a little bit of a shadow, and we're going to do that super easy. All we're going to do is just make little lines just like this that kind of follow the curve of the leaf. And if I zoom in, I started to do this in pencil so you guys can see it, and I'm going to trace over it in marker. And I'm going to do the same thing with my other leaves here. I'm going to do this in pencil so you guys can see it. Again, I'm just making little lines that follow along the base of my leaf. If you do have a marker, once you're done doing this, you can go over the bottom of the leaf with the marker and see how it kind of makes it look like a shadow. So I'm going to do the same exact thing with my leaves up here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to just do, we call them little wispies, if you will. We're just doing like a little bit of a line. So it's going to follow the base. It's going to follow the shape of the flower, and then I'm going to do straight ones in the middle. And then I'm going to do the same thing coming from the other side. So again, if you have a marker, you can do the bottom ones closer to the end a little bit because you don't want to do the whole thing, and that's how it makes it look like a shadow. Okay, so I'm going to do the same thing with all of my leaves here. I'm going to do those little wispies, if you will. Again, these are just little lines. I'm going to do them from the top and from the bottom. And you can see that all of mine are different sizes, they're different shapes. I'm just drawing some lines. And then I'm going to take my marker and I'm just going to make the bottom just a little bit darker. And then that just makes it look like it has shadow. Now, if you don't have the marker, do not fret. Again, this is just something that if you want to add a little bit to your picture, you can. Okay, so that is where I'm going to stop today. And if you kind of zoom out, you can see that we have the start of our flower here. So if this is something that you enjoyed and you wanted to do some more, we can add on just like I did with my picture over here. Please post your pictures. We'd love to see what they look like, and we hope to do some more drawing with you soon. We miss you guys and hope to see you soon.